Mazi Kanu preaching, Mazi Kanu teaching about the sovereign state of Biafra this evening. Please like and share this video. Invite your friends. Africa, but Nigeria, about the world, the news. Thank you. The evening of the 12th day, time now standing at very close to, should I say, 17 minutes past 7 p.m. Wow, this is your radio station. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct as always. I will implore you, I will encourage you to please contact those around you. Tell them that the most viable, the most truthful, the most objective, the most compelling and so now and to capital of it is live and direct. This evening we will disseminate. This evening we shall preach. This very evening we shall enlighten. We shall bring people closer to the knowledge of the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of the earth. Every day when we can, we preach it. It is compulsory. It is a duty not just to man, but to the throne of grace of the Most High, who liveth in heaven. Tell your friends and your family, use whatever means at your disposal. Sometimes we are given to bouts of laziness and incompetence. This evening I will ask you to jettison both. Don't be lazy. Don't be incompetent. Go on to social media. Use your telephone. Use your text facilities on any mobile phone device in your possession. You can go on BlackBerry. You can go on WhatsApp. You can also go on Twitter. I urge you to go on Facebook to tell your friends, announce it very boldly and compellingly. Let them know that we are live and direct. Let them know that this is Radio Biafra. Let them understand that man did not send us to come, that only Chukwu Okike Abiyama Binigwe determined that we should come. Therefore, our gospel is inspired by the things of the earth. It is inspired, of course, by the divinity of heaven. That is why we are here, and that is why we must preach it. It is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Nobody can come to us and say that anything we are proposing, anything we are presenting, anything we are analyzing, do it is falsehood. They cannot attack us on the point of principle, philosophy, and ideology. They can only come after us with frivolity, things that are irrelevant. Which passport are you using? As if passport makes any sense or any difference to anybody. When baboons and monkeys leave the zoo, they claim all manner of nationalities in order for them to be able to survive. Because if you say you're from the zoo, you become irrelevant immediately. I have written another piece, of course I have to. Because every day we philosophize. Every blessed day we reason, we think. Because we are deep thinkers. We are natural born intellectuals. As we shall do to the very useless Yoruba man, he's in our sides. He has responded to what something we have said, and we are going to shred him as always. Any idiot, if you stray into our territory, we devour you with superior intellect. I tell you. You will see it coming before you, your end. But there is nothing you can do about it. Ask the enemies of this very platform what became of them. We are exceptionally formidable. If you ask the zoo police what is happening to them now in our back, they will tell you how serious we are. The encounter we had with them at the Equator, they understand how serious we are, that this is IPOB, this is East Mouthpiece Radio Biafra. We propagate, we preach, we disseminate information to achieve one singular objective. the restoration of the kingdom of heaven. That kingdom of heaven is called Biafra. And you're not the mother hand job. Do it here? Of course not. Don't give it us. Don't give a damn who you are. We preach the gospel without fear before our enemies. We preach it in a style and in a manner that even those who are deaf and dumb will be able to understand it. We explain everything to the tiniest of detail, the most basic minutiae of detail, you to be able to understand, for you to also appreciate that our calling is not of that of man, ordained by heaven. That is why we are here this evening, coming to you via 102.1. I need confirmation that Yenegoa is with us. Let me repeat. I need listening. Ayelsa is live on 102.1 Biafra FM. Of course, it's CHK. Our own unique brand of broadcasting. This gospel is spreading. I address them today. And let me tell you, I am sorry to say, I believe that Yenegoa can even be more stronger than Iguacha. I'm telling you. Very, very powerful, I tell you. I address them today, very eager, very, very enthused. Men of intelligence, men of raw zeal to go and take back what belongs to them. They don't belong to the nonsense of resource control. It is nice to see men, able-bodied men under arms, saying that what they want is Biafra. Not one day, John Eason, for that matter. I had to address them earlier today, and believe you me, some of them sounded as if they wanted Biafra more than myself, which is something I thought I would never ever encounter in my life. Very strong. Let me assure you, this gospel is spreading everywhere. In Yenegoa this evening, we should be live and direct, but I need confirmation. I need to be inbox the confirmation that we are live in Bayelsa. We want to tell the people of the Bayelsa that they produced an idiot, Jonathan. Jonathan is a complete idiot. Because here we preach this gospel without fear. That is why we are formidable, I tell you. We are on satellite. If you ask the Nigeria Broadcasting Commission, they will tell you. Now what you we are on one platform before, now we are on two satellites. It's costing us money and then so bloody what? We are indigenous people of Biafra. There is no challenge we cannot meet head on. After all, that is how we became the most viable and the most popular radio station on the face of the earth. Bar none. Bar none. This evening we are coming to you live and direct, and this very evening I will encourage you, I will ask you once again to get your pen and paper. Having reminded you that we are on 102.1, having also told you that we are on satellite on 2 channels for that very matter, not just one. 2, we are broadcasting on 2. On satellite, 2 separate satellites in heaven. Beaming down to this very end. Radio Biafra is on both of them. We are also online, radiobiafra.co. One word, radiobiafra.co. In fact, if you go to Google or any search engine right now, type in Radio Biafra. We are there. You can listen to us if you want to do so. Radio Biafra is also on IBO. People of Biafra, we may have to endure this once or twice this very evening, but all the same, we are here trying to overcome every limitation that is possible to be thrown towards our direction. Therefore, this evening we must continue from where we stopped by reminding everybody that Radio Biafra is online. We have very credible and very powerful adversaries. They will do all they can to stop us. It is our duty and responsibility to ensure that they do not succeed. And that is what we are going to do this evening. Therefore, once again, I welcome you and I will reiterate good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. Those of you in the far eastern part of the world, welcome you. Those in Japan, in Taiwan, in Malaysia, the ones in Hong Kong, the ones in China, those of you in Indonesia, the ones in Malaysia, the ones in Thailand, the ones also in Australia, all across that part of the universe. We welcome each and every one of you. Of course, most of them listen via our Radio Biafra app. We have Radio Biafra app on your phone. You can download it. We have it on iTunes as well. If you have an iPad, you have any laptop at all that, of course, allows you to download applications, you're more than welcome to do so. We are also on BlackBerry. To download the BlackBerry app, go to Amazon.com. If you go to Amazon, that is where you have BlackBerry apps. You will be able to find Radio Biafra there. Most of you prefer to listen to us via that very means. We also welcome you. We are also on TuneIn. If you go to tunein.com, download the app. Radio Biafra is also there. We are on streamer.com, STREEMA. We are also on radioforest.net. We are on rblworld.tv. We are on ipob.org, indigenous people of Biafra.org. We are also on biafratv.co. If you're not listening to Radio Biafra, that means you don't want to, because we have many platforms. If you cannot get through on one, due to bandwidth problems and congestion, because the whole world listens to Radio Biafra, then find alternative means through which and by which you can listen to us. We are live and we are direct. The whole of humanity is listening and paying attention. And this is their radio station, especially belonging to those of us in IPOB. This is Radio Biafra. I will proceed, of course, to pray, to acknowledge the mercy, the grace, the magnificence, the benevolence, the kindness, and the love of the Most High towards His children. And the best way for us to express our gratitude is by offering Him praise and offering Him every adulation. This evening will not be an exception. Therefore, as always, we pray on this very platform. We say, Our Father, who resideth in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Deliver us from evil, we pray. We have evil around us. Nigeria. Please put this entity of hell to shame. We are gathered this evening to listen to your word and to your gospel. We are gathered that you may bless your inheritance. We are gathered to remind you that you liveth forever and ever. You are bold as heaven, this very earth, your footstool, to remember your and come to your rescue, to look upon our affliction, our suffering, our pain and anguish, to look at us, gnashing our teeth, to see the subjugation and the degradation your children endure on a daily basis at the hands of those who don't even know you, at the hands of those who are not worthy to be called your children. That wasn't your intention for us. That was not your plan. Because you wish that we shall live in peace, in harmony with progress and development. But those that surround us are today our lords and our masters, not through any device or capability of theirs, because they tried to invade us before but failed due due to your grace. It is through the white man that brought Christianity with them. They gave us the Bible, they handed us over to Quran. That's exactly what they have done, precisely what's against the rule book. We ask you to please come and be merciful. Come and be kind to your children. We are here waiting earnestly for this very miracle that you are performing in our time. We must also thank you for all the wonderful things you have been able to use us to accomplish and to be able to do. Because all over the world today, there is Biafra everywhere. Without your mercy, without the fortitude and the grace which you gave to IPOB Radio Biafra, the whole world today will not know about you and who you are. As we said, the more you bless us, the more we spread your gospel, the more humanity understands who you are. The more they will know your name, the more they will come to revere it. Because as we said, through us mankind shall see the light. That is why we are the light of the whole world. That is why we exist. That is why we have brought light where there is darkness. That is why anywhere there is hopelessness, especially in the damnable zoological republic, we bring hope. Where there is destitution, we bring succor. Where there is homelessness, we provide shelter. Where there is anguish, we try as much as possible to bring joy. Where there is acute marginalization, we try to bring in inclusion. We have come that this gospel may nourish the souls of those without hope. They may nourish the hopes and the souls of those of them with nobody to turn to apart from thee. Don't turn us away in your anger. We have fallen short, of course, because we are sinful. We are born of flesh, and we have to be. But due to your mercy, you lifted us up. You blessed us. You made us whole once again. And we are here to preach this gospel, that your name and your name alone may be praised. That Biafra will come in the end, that everything that lives on the surface of this very planet will look towards the east and say, we can see the goodness of this dear God, we can see his holiness, we can see his might and his strength, because even if the whole world were to conspire, creation, you are creation yourself, you will prevail against them. Come and fight for us, because we cannot fight. Come and drive away the enemies of your children, because they outnumber us. Come and restore your inheritance. Make us the guardians of your inheritance. We know who you are. We know the name that even the angels that surround you right now, what they call you. We know how they worship you. We know that very well. At the end, only you and you alone will accept every of our prayer. Anytime we bend down on our bended knees to pray to you, anytime we lift up our hands in prayer or in praise, anytime we cry for joy or in pain and anguish, because we are seeking one favor or the other before you. Everything that we are today, that we were yesterday, unlikely to become in the future, we unremittingly and unreservedly hand over to you for your safekeeping, because we are nothing without thee. Because n'ịhụnanya nke gị pụrụ iche na mmeso ọma gị Chineke ga-anọ n'ime etiti ụmụ gị bụ ndị indigenous people of Biafra si ugbu a ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Ịhụnanya nke gị pụrụ iche na ọdịmma nke gị na ngozi nke gị pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke ga-anọgide n'etiti ụmụ gị si ugbu a ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise. Towards the end of that prayer, I had to pray in the language of heaven. You must forgive me if you didn't quite understand that. I was in communion with the angels of heaven. I will not. You may not be able to understand it for a mere mortal. We are Biafrans. We have a special affinity with the creator of the heavens and the earth. His name is Chukwukika Biama, Almighty, Creator. Only those who are blessed to come close to him can never know him. That is the meaning of Chukwukika Biama, in case you don't know. The only name that angels call him in heaven. The only complete name is Chukwukika Biama. That shows how special we are. This evening we are live and direct, and I must go on to remind everybody, in case you do not know, that I am Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth. I command the armies of Biafra, so also do I direct Radio Biafra. I can only do all of these things with the grace of the same Chukwukika Biama answer you, God. Therefore, by your mercy, by your grace, O Lord of hosts, I will serve the wonderful people of Biafra diligently, honestly, never retreating in the face of any adversity, always preaching this gospel in truth without fear of anybody. Always making sure that consistently this very family all over the world understand our very simple stance and creed on one also. We look after our own. We look after the children of the most and then there was something and true blooded. This is your platform. This is your program. Let us preach this gospel for mankind to understand. We shall present our news headlines and accompanying a summary in line with our protocol, which we must observe. We must do so knowing fully well we have nothing else, nobody else apart from thee. We are doing so this evening, and we are reinforcing what is now in vogue. I want to prove to the whole world, in the zoo and beyond, that Radio Biafra is compulsive listening, that Radio Biafra sets the political agenda in the zoological republic, damnable by every stretch of the imagination. I was wondering, or should I say pondering yesterday, the mind and the heart, the thinking faculty, the reasonability of the brain of a black monkey from Africa. It then dawned on me, rather miraculously, I hasten to add, that our people cannot reason. Somebody came from somewhere and created what amounted to a monstrosity and named it Nika area. And you accepted it because you are inferior. Black people from Africa have consistently demonstrated that they are infinitely inferior to their Caucasian European counterparts. Because Europeans came and defined your boundaries for you. Europeans came and told you who your relatives are, who you should be in the same country with, who you should inhabit the same geopolitical space with. You cannot do the same thing in a white man's land, but they can come to your place and create artificial countries with artificial boundaries and artificial flags. My question was therefore very simple. Are you telling me that your grandfathers, or some of you, your great-grandfather, even for some of us, our fathers who are older than Zoo, called Nigeria, that they never had a country? They never existed until the white man came. Because if you accept the notion of one Nigeria, it was your name before the name Nigeria came into existence. What was name before the zoological republic came into existence? That is who you are. The sooner you go back to it, the better for everybody. The sooner you return to your original position, the better it is for your psyche, for your prestige, and for common sense you inhabit or you should inculcate within your skull and your brain. These are the things we teach here, and we must continue to teach it. This is Radio Biafra, live and direct, and Chukukika Biama is of course presiding. I will bring our news headlines to you, and it is quite shocking what is happening in this zoo. A man is in court because Buhari said he wanted change, and change you're getting. It means that when they look at Buhari, people are listening to us thinking it is legal for a man to go and rape an 11-year-old little girl. Somebody has done it. Punishable by death, if you ask me. I'm telling you the truth. Punishable by death. This was exactly the same thing that was recorded today as a very old man, a grandfather, is in court over alleged rape of an 11-year-old girl. Do you know what his defense is? After all, Buhari did something today, he's the president. So maybe if I rape an 11-year-old girl, I will also become a president. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The name of them, of course, it's only Yoruba that can do this, and Hausa Fulani, Islam. And then Wale Dawudan, Islamic, of course. Rapists, yeah. They filed an 11-year-old girl and is in court. His defense is that if Buhari can do it, why should I not be allowed to do the same thing? People are indeed insane. Indeed insane. Reported by Punch newspaper, not made up. Let me tell you. We must continue. Economic growth not translating to improved well-being according to the pedophile terrorist, the doula of Daura, that only black people who are retarded mentally can see anything good in him. I understand that the very weak, cowardly Yoruba man called Wole Soyinka is now seeking the praise of Buhari. I want to prove to you that Wole Soyinka has always been inconsistent. Inconsistent. He's never what you expect. My Abu. As soon as Buhari came in, he's now saying Buhari is a repentant man, is a changed man. What has this repentant man said or done? He is telling us that economic growth not translating to improved well-being. If you are reading this garbage from outside the zoological republic, you will think that the zoo that the British created called Nigeria, inhabited by monkeys and baboons, that somehow they have an economy. No, they don't. They have what is called a rentier economy. There is a difference between an economy and rentier economy. Rentier economy is where you sell, it's like a banana republic, but only this time around with crude oil. You sell only one produce. And from there, you get or you purchase everything else you're looking for, including toothpick from abroad, which is also important. Economic growth, they are saying. My question to Buhari is that you're sounding like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Which economic growth? Which sector is growing? Oh, I'm sorry, maybe the fraud sector or the election tribunal sector. As I said this evening, you will now see that Radio Biafra is where they all get their news from. We tell them what to do and they do it. This evening, I will prove it to you as we go along. Buhari is talking about economic growth not translating to improved well-being. What this liar is saying, an Islamic liar for that matter, is that somehow you can convince idiots that the zoo called Nigeria has an economy that is growing. My question is, can you please give us an economic breakdown of it? You just give a GDP. Tell us which sector is growing. Nobody's buying the greatest earner you have is crude oil. Nobody is buying crude oil. You are no longer allowed to export foodstuffs to Europe. For people in the diaspora that may want to buy a goosey or yam, Ghana has overtaken you on that. You don't export palm oil. Malaysia. So what do you, I forgot, fraud and stealing, corruption and looting? Maybe that was what he meant. That the corruption in the zoo being perpetrated by themselves. has not translated to economic well-being for the rest of the people. How can it be? How can it therefore transform into economic well-being? It's possible, I tell you. Economic growth not translating to improved well-being, according to the Tulad of Dawa. According to the Tulad, we must continue. Liars and cheats, as if Nigeria has an economy. There is no economy in this. They make deal and they export. That is how useless they are. This man is talking about economy as if he understands economy. Can you tell me maybe Dangote importing rice, salt, and sugar alone represents an economy? Or maybe slapping on VAT on alcohol constitutes an economy. Who knows? There is no economy in the zoo. It is collapsing whatever there is left. The only thing that sustains the zoo is those who are in the diaspora sending money via MoneyGram, Western Union, RIA, and all the rest of the money transfer you have all over the world. That dollar you are sending back is what is sustaining the zoo. That is all. Nothing more, nothing less. Economy, my food. Where's the economy? Economic growth. Where is people are lying? Where is the growth? In which sector? That is how you break it down. They think we are not learned. Any idiot can rise up and utter whatever rubbish. I have warned all these Yoruba, Lagos, Ibadan expressway papers. If you write rubbish, we shred it here. Before you make any pronouncements on politics or economy, you must verify your facts very well, because we'll shred you. Buhari, which economy is growing? I'm asking you before the whole world to tell mankind which economy. That is how you people become liars. That is why when you present a very valid point to an animal in the zoo, they never debate that very point. Today I wrote, and quite rightly so, that I've been thinking and wondering why black people in Africa accepted the boundaries drawn up for them by white people. Why should white people come to Africa and decide who forms a country or who should be in the country and who shouldn't be? Why must you allow people that have nothing in common with you to determine your fate and your future? It just occurred to me because people cannot reason. And I hate it. That is why I call them baboons and monkeys. Black Africans are backwards intellectually. And unless they listen to Radio Biafra and begin to repent, unless they come here and confess their ignorance and stupidity, behold, they have no future, I tell you. The black race is dead, as useless as ever. I want you as a black African to go to Europe and try to change their boundaries. You see what they will do to you? You are not here. That you allow the white man to come and define your geopolitical space because you're daft. When our people read it, they couldn't debate the points being made. Hey, your mama, your papa, it's you. You are traveling with Nigerian party, man. No, you look at the monkeys in Africa that you want me to put some country with. That is why they don't know the meaning of the word legislation. They don't know what lawmaking is all about through democratic process. But here we educate them. Here we teach them. South Africa is now making a mockery of the zoo called Nigeria. Do you know why? I told you that by the time by the time we are finished with Nigeria, oh dear me, did I not tell you before a few weeks ago that they will be worth nothing before the world? People will look at them with derision. When you look at somebody and say, are you a Nigerian? The person will tell you, no, I'm not. They will have no faith to come out in the public and say, I am a Nigerian. And it's beginning to happen. That is what you have done. IPOB, Radio Biafra. You've done something that was impossible for anybody. Nobody can do it. Nobody can. This particular thing we are doing, unless heaven. All who want to go and do the you cannot. I said to you, you will be destroyed. The only weapon we have is the truth, is you, and today that is proof in what I'm telling you. Because right now is the key all over the world. South Africa is making a mockery of the zoo, not minding that they have their own baboon in the shape of Jacob Zuma, another incompetent. Whoever is a black man, what do you expect? Incompetent buffoon he is. A South African online media outfit, Mail and Africa, my goodness me, came after the zoo saying the money eaten there is bigger than the gross domestic product of 38 countries in Africa. And it's correct. The amount of money being stolen by this so-called is a elite, the politician, can feed 38 countries. Stolen money, you can stolen. That is to tell you how dark, how black the minds of these people are. Very, very evil, satanic people. But I'm very glad that thanks to Radio Biafra IBOB, the whole world is now realizing to the point that they're now making fun of the baboons and monkeys that call themselves Nigerians. I promised to be worth nothing. Very soon, Cameron and Obama and their associates, they will give up on the zoo. Thanks to this radio, because of Radio Biafra, everybody dealing with the zoo will abandon them. And when you're looking at Buhari, what you'll be seeing in your head is the picture of a baboon, a monkey. As you're looking at him, the picture forming in your head is that of a wild animal in Serengeti. I'm telling you, we will deal with them. Don't worry about that. It's Radio Biafra. South Africa is making fun of them, and rightfully so. Why shouldn't anybody make fun of them? They are baboons and they are monkeys. They loot, they cheat, they pillage, they steal, they rape little children, and they bank all the money abroad. Who is that person? A Nigerian politician. That's how you know that. Rules, douche. After stealing, they send policemen to go and hunt people speaking the truth. That is what I find despicable about black people. And that is even why I resent these idiots in police uniform more than anything else. They are fools. The person sending you to go and look for IPOB meeting, arrest them, shoot them, the idiot children are abroad. That very fool has stolen your money, your future. Your sister or your brother who is a teacher cannot get paid. But when the same person responsible for poverty in your family sends you to go somewhere, you run somewhere looking for who to shoot. Are you not an idiot? Police, you have no brain. The person sending you to go and look for IPOB, look for those doing Biafra, see if you can poison them. If you cannot poison them, you shoot them. Oh, he has not even paid your sister who is the teacher, or your brother who is the doctor, or a nurse. They have not been paid. The road on your street is not built. But the money to build the road on your street is in Swiss bank account somewhere, in the name of Muhammadu Buhari. But I don't blame you. Do you know why I don't blame you? As a black man or black woman in police or army, is because you are an animal. You cannot reason. Because believe you me, if you have the brain to reason, if Buhari sends you to go and shoot anybody, oh, look for nnamdi Kanu, he's giving me problem. You turn around, you shoot him first. The man is your problem. Anybody sending you to go and kill somebody else, this is your problem. Turn around and shoot that person dead. That's your guy. They are the problem. They come to you with this nonsense. Oh, this Nigeria integrity. It is the duty of the army to maintain the integrity. It's rubbish. I say nonsensical nonsense, garbage. If it is, then Soviet Union should have been won. I know I should be affected more than most, because like the barrister will always say, when one is in full flight, any interruption can feel like a deadly blow. I tell you that. But we must continue. We are working for a very special group of people. We are working for those designed and born by heaven itself, the most high Chukwukabia created Biafrans. I mean the genuine, not those fathered by our Fulani men. We must continue. And as we continue, we ask you to pay particular attention to our gospel this very evening. because it's carrying with it fire and brimstone, I tell you, to destroy every iniquitous human being, every plan of the enemy to try to circumvent or subvert the will of the Most High. We crush it into the dust. We do so with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It's Radio Biafra, welcome you back. African leaders must address problems that prompt immigration, says Cardinal Toxin. Something else he learned from Radio Biafra. This news this evening, a sizable number of them has been prepared to let you understand how formidable we are. That we preach something on this platform, the whole world listens to it. He's a cardinal. He doesn't mind that we once in a while come head to head with those being bamboozled by Europeans, European religion. I like head to head with them sometimes. He's spoken what he learned from Radio Biafra. I want to prove to you that this is the finest university on earth. And if I like, I go to with proof, facts, and figures. What do you think it means? We are about to shock them. For tampering with our transmission, we are about to shock the zoo. The zoo must fall, I tell you. Fall. African leaders are hopeless. Their children are dying on their way to North Africa, to the desert, Sahara Desert, and they die in the Mediterranean. When they get to Europe, they are not treated like dogs. They are lower than cockroaches. And then after that, they begin to wash toilets and do security guard. People are standing up and saying, I am black and proud. What makes you proud? Your children are drowning, trying to scramble into countries of people that claim they are superior to you. Instead of you to try and do something to counter that. Can't you learn from Japan? Learn from them. They don't beg anybody for anything. But useless African people. Half of us is in Saudi Arabia, half of us is in Europe. The other quarter is in Canterbury. The customers in America and the Pentecostal church. We are hopeless and useless. There is no originality to Africa, no original thing about it. If you talk to me, your fetish show, they are very fetish. They are calling to Abiyama. Which fetish is that? When you shoot you, you believe it. They don't know the meaning of Chukwuka Abiyama. That is the name that even the angels in heaven call the supreme creator. They don't know. Why? Because you don't call it that thing that a white man is calling it, which is God. Do you see how useless black people are? Hey, on this UG, my goodness me, black and useless. African leaders must address problems that prompt immigration. Can they do it? The solution lies in Biafra. As I said, without Biafra, Africa is not heading anywhere. Without Biafra, without Biafra, they cannot make any headway. Without Biafra, every black man is a slave. Black woman is a slave. Only Biafra can save you, including Alamaji Najinama. Including Alamaji Najinama. Only Biafra can save you, or else you are finished. Completely and utterly finished. Said this evening, I'm bringing you news to confirm that Radio Biafra is the most sought after radio station in the world. Because we speak the time has never come out ever in this world, in this life. For the very first time, they are going to monitor their bank account of tribunal judges. Why? Because on Radio Biafra, we told them, if your father is a judge or your mother is a judge, now is the time to prepare for holidays abroad. Because it's going to really from petition and counter petition and the tribunal. They listen to Radio Biafra. Now they're implementing what we said on Radio Biafra. They are now saying that judges, we are watching you. All of you on the election tribunal, we are watching you. Without Radio Biafra, would this be possible? We are the only people to be, we go where people fear to go to. We let the whole world know that churches who are corrupt. They make most of their money once every 4 years during election tribunal. Some of these election tribunals can drag on for about 2 or 3 years. That is how they make their money. And most of them went to Islamic legal studies school somewhere in Kanu. Today they are tribunal judges. They are making money. Because, of course, and white people, they listen to us. They are now asking them, all those things they're saying on Radio Biafra, is it correct? Oh no, leave them, they are rebels, they are renegades, they are rascals. And the people will be telling them, but this is what they said, is it not true? Do you know the white man called them and told them to go and look at the churches going to do tribunal? And now they are coming out with a new law, security operatives to monitor bank account of election tribunal judges. Monitoring somebody's account, is it not illegal? It's not a breach of their privacy, but you're in a zoo. Did they sign any waiver, any confidentiality waiver before they became judges? The answer is no. But because you're baboons and monkeys, there was some idiot from somewhere near Kotangora will be poking into your bank account. But of course, they won't succeed. All you need to do is to give them some money. And they will do it to go and start building a house. One foundation somewhere. So people must understand how backwards Africa is. Security operative to monitor bank accounts of election tribunal judges. Why? Because Radio Biafra made it clear to the whole world. Without Radio Biafra, would this have happened? The answer is no. So stop pretending you baboons and monkeys in the zoo. You listen to Radio Biafra, you go and do exactly what you're saying. So then you come back and say, oh, why don't you want to ban them? But right now you're listening. Some of you under the bed. Some of you hiding behind your wife's wrapper to listen to Radio Biafra. When we are here, we never ever go away. We are live and direct. Defense headquarters condemns suicide attack in the northeast. Is it not quite ironic that since the Tulad came in, the killing done by Boko Haram has increased, but nobody wants to talk about it. After looking, I want to ask Rishinka, he talks so much rubbish. Rishinka, if you listen, some of you are taken aback by his white beard and his bird prize. You think, oh, he's not, that man talks nonsense. He hardly makes any sense. Go and listen to, if you like, sit down, listen to all Shoinka's interview. It makes no sense. If you have common sense inside you, you will know. Defense headquarters today are condemning suicide attacks in our Fulani land, in Kanu to be precise. And somebody like Shoinka will get up and say that Buhari is doing very well. When quite clearly on the issue of security, the main reason why America rigged Buhari into office, Buhari has failed. Completely and totally. Completely and totally. They said once he gets in there, Buhari will stop. But the attack has increased, hasn't it? Can't you see it all around you? How can you see it that this man is a failure on the security front? You still come out and say that he's doing very well. That betrays who you are. When you look at that, it's a professional happen there, and I know nothing. There is nothing in their brain. I'm giving him a very simple test. Will they show him down? Any day I catch you in a live debate, and it will happen. After that very debate, they will strip you of your Nobel Prize. I will expose you to the world that you're a fraud, that your brain is empty. I will destroy you within 5 minutes. If I don't destroy you within 5 minutes, you don't understand. For only 5 minutes, I will deconstruct you from top to bottom using facts, figures, and evidence. Buhari is performing clearly worse than Jonathan in terms of controlling Boko Haram. But you're saying he's doing very well. Typical Yoruba, speaking from both sides of the mouth. That man is nothing. I'm telling you the truth. Intellectually, he's a lightweight. He is nobody. If you sit him in front of me, within 5 minutes, you won't know him anymore. You won't know from there. I promise you. It is out of his so-called professorship that I give him 5 minutes. If not, it's only 2 minutes. Because he will just wither away and die. There is nobody. Go back to all his interviews and see if it makes any sense. The answer is zero. He doesn't. But to you, you think he is. You can't laugh funny. Am I here? Oh, I feel sorry for you. Boko Haram now have a new leader, and that new leader is open for dialogue, according to Idris Deby. Very, very deceitful man, Chad president. Now, I have been warning you before. You never believe me. As I said this evening, I don't know, maybe okay, prepared all this news to convey a particular message. I don't know, but I'm getting it anyway. This is how our Fulani and people operate. I told you before that they were creating radio stations, naming it Biafra, to confuse all of you. At a point, they said, oh, Radio Biafra have been jammed and closed. They have now opened a new one to channel all of you to the one that they created. Ocean provocateur. It's a French phrase. Or should I say a French word? That's what it's called. They prepare somewhere for you. You are like a cattle. They had a snow crabber. Oh, come, there's fire. Can you run in here? It's safe. You run, you don't know it's a cage, it's a trap. They get the same nonsense with the Radio Biafra. They are now doing it Boko Haram. Boko Haram never issued a statement saying that they now have a new leader. No, they never did. It is the Chadian Awasa Fulani president who is saying so. Why? He said even the new leader is open for dialogue. So what they are doing now is to create a new Boko Haram. Oh, you don't know this. You don't know. Listen, they learned these things from Europeans. That's the way they operate. They will make you believe that they will create the exact replica of that very thing. To catch that thing, they create the replica of it. They thought that by creating all these mushroom radio stations answering to Biafra, they can weaken Radio Biafra. I'm sure how many of you have, sometimes you watch a film or you read a particular story, but you don't take it very, you don't know what it means. Have you read the book called Born Identity, B-O-U-R-N? You know, it was a series. What's this name of this Hollywood actor again that did, Born Identity, Born, the Born series. It was completely with James Bond, of course, but it's not. Jason Bond is the name. What's his name again? It's not Ben Affleck. What's this chap's name? One second, I've forgotten his name. It's Matt Damon. I remember that. Matt Damon was the lead character in the Born series, B-O-U. I read the book myself. I've forgotten who is the author again. I've forgotten the author of the book. I read the book before I actually watched the movie. I read it when I was about to go into SBS in Georgia after I left secondary school. That's when I read it. I can never forget. Born Identity. They were trying to catch a notorious Islamic assassin. Basically, Carlos the Jackal, if you know Carlos the Venezuelan. I think he's in a prison now somewhere in France. He was the one that led the terrorists to storm OPEC. Was it OPEC meeting in 1974? I can't remember anymore. His name is Carlos the Jackal. So the Western intelligence agent, I'm sorry to digress, but please allow me. I'm heading somewhere. The Western intelligence agencies wanted to catch Carlos the Jackal. So what they did was to create the Born Identity, to create the exact replica, both in terms of assassinations and everything, of Carlos the Jackal, in the hope that Carlos the Jackal will now say, who is this man replicating me? And then once he comes out, they'll take him down. Go and read the book, the original book. Forget the film. The film is a bit drunken. Go and read Born Identity. B-O-U-R-N-E. Born Identity. I'm advertising books, I don't have. Because I love to read. That's what they do. Ocean provocateur. They create your replica. And then over time, they begin to confuse people. So that anybody coming and says, oh, okay, but they're also radio station, or they're also answering Biafra. So why don't we go there then? Do you know that Hausa is doing that same thing in real? Should I say they are doing it again? They have tried to defeat Boko Haram, they cannot. Bear with me this evening, please. Now, what they have done is to go and create another shekau, and then to say to the world, this new shekau we are creating now is ready to negotiate, so that when other Boko Haram members share it, the ones in the field, the lone wolves in the field, they'll say, okay, we are now about to negotiate. Let me put my tools down. Very simple, isn't it? That was when they were creating their fake radio stations. BVI, MFSI, Biafra 92, Biafra 24, Biafra radio, oh, I don't know, I don't think you are. They will create your replica. So when you're looking at it, you say, okay, but it's me, oh, I'm not too sure anymore. That's what they do. That was why they created fake radio Biafras everywhere, answering Biafra with their fake. The same thing they have done today with Boko Haram. If Boko Haram is going to change the leadership, it's not for Boko Haram to announce it, to say, now, this is our new leader. No, but their new leader is being announced by the Chadian president for Boko Haram. And he said they are open for dialogue. Later tell you, anything I tell you is true. You may not believe it when I say it, but eventually I am very, very confident that Chukwu Abiyama's blessing is with us so much that anything we open our mouth to offer comes to pass. I'm telling you, anything we say, open our mouth and say, that thing must happen. It's not happening now. That was how they created all those fake people. Every nnamdi, Kanu, IPOB, every blessed day, they have no other job. They don't do anything else. These are the people sponsored by APC Boko Haram. The same thing they have now done today. See, clear in black and white. Boko Haram now have a new leader, and that leader is open for dialogue. Who said this? Not Boko Haram, but Idris Deby, the Chad president. I told them, I need to get out of my library. What the heck was my library? I can have one in the library. They don't know who we are. They have no idea. These people are so foolish. They have no clue as to what we are capable of. Only in a short while. One thing to them, or in the group, we will shock them. We will shock them. And they will know that this media war, they have fully lost it. They have lost it completely and totally. We are live and direct, and this is Radio Biafra, live and direct to the whole world. Mankind is listening to us. Why? Because we speak the truth. This is your judgment. Reps to probe 5 billion police recruitment fund. Anybody would have thought that the job of the police is to catch criminals. But you don't know that in the zoo, only in the zoo, the police are actually the thieves. How would you? If they're not thieves, how come 5 billion of their money is missing? No, it's laughable, isn't it? If there is any criminal activity somewhere in any civilized part of the world, you would expect the police to go there to do it. But when it comes to the zoo, it is not the police that goes to investigate. They send EFCC or RCC or FRSC, not police. How many times have you read in the paper that the police are not investigating? The answer is zero. Once it has to do with money, police doesn't. They don't allow the zoo police to come close because the police people are thieves. Where they'll be investigating, they're stealing their own and filling their own pockets. People don't know how backwards and criminally corrupt the zoo called Nigeria is. Police money is missing, stolen by police. How much? 5 billion naira. Imagine how many school fees that can pay. Imagine how many salaries and for how many months that can pay. Some states are going to borrow 9.7 billion to pay salaries for 4 months. One single person with his friends stole 5 billion in one go. Oh dear, this is what is finest. This is place how the British conceived this. I must give some credit to Lugard. I don't know how he managed to do it. I don't know how Lugard managed to place, there is the criminality that has been perfected beyond understanding of man. The zoological republic, the zoo itself. My goodness me. My goodness. I want to ask the idiot writing in Lagos, who brought the name Biafra? Was it an Igbo man? The answer is no. Was a man from Ijo. Ijo man. Oh dear. Oh dear me. We need to do something about this issue because Igbos have been marginalized. In front of it, come and join. Very, very simple, isn't it? Come and join. Exposing another terrorist Buhari administration falsehood. They wanted to write below is an official press statement explaining how the loan Buhari claimed was diverted was. They live on loan. They produce nothing. They don't make. People say, oh, Innocent is a car manufacturer. No, he's not. He's a car assembly plant. He doesn't. God, I know some of you will be crying now, won't you? But here we speak the truth. It can be painful. It's your good. We will preach it. The hard old engine motor Innocent is not fabricated in Africa. They import components from China. He assembles them together. That's what he does. I give him credit for that. And it's like a kit car. It's KIT kit, kit car. They send you the cars in small boxes, so they're Lego. You put it together, and if it's working, then you're the car manufacturer. And rightfully so. I don't want to take away any of the glory from him. He's doing very, very well. Very, very well. They tell you one thing and they do another. They are going for low. The reason why I mention Innocent is because with a little bit of loan like this money, 1.1 billion, if you give Innocent now 1.1 billion, he will be able to manufacture everything that his car needs to be operational or to be functional on the road. He will employ people to move the tire using rubber. He will get people also employ them to bend the steel to the shape of the door of the car or the bonnet. He will make sure that they fabricate the glass for the windshield at the front and also the rear one, including side mirrors, including every other plastic. Do you know that the indicator, trafficator in your car is made of plastic? Do you know that any plastic company can make it? But, like people from Africa, but people travel to China to import that plastic. You know your light, they don't hit my car. Your backlight is shattered. That thing, when you pick it up, is ordinary plastic. Which means common sense says that any plastic company can make it. But no, you need to travel to China to get it. And the economy is booming, and they are busy collecting loans. We can only divert back to their private accounts abroad. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. We continue. I told them they are dead. The zoo is finished. The zoo is finished. I want them. Radio Biafra is the downfall of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. As soon as Radio Biafra came up, I knew that Nigeria was gone. Mekwata area also is finished, it's gone. 4 people are dead as helicopter crashes into Lagos Lagoon. When I heard this news, I thought they were carrying Igbo ships going to see the Oba Akiolu. And then Oba directed them to land inside the lagoon and they died there. But that wasn't the case. Another reason why I'm bringing this news to the fore is that the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, ran to the place. They call the Southwest Wing. They ran to the place. When there is a helicopter crash, people may be injured. I would expect to see maybe ambulance rushing to the place, or maybe the police to cordon off the area to do some proper investigation, and air investigation, whatever, air crash investigators to go there to find out exactly what happened, recover the voice, the cockpit voice record, in order to obviously ascertain what went wrong. Instead of the police to issue a statement, or the ambulance, or maybe the hospitals where they are, who is there to talk about it? The National Emergency Management Agency. Oh my goodness. What happened was an accident, not a national emergency. Do you people actually know English language? Or you just anything you see, you just name yourselves and you speak? Your name says National Emergency Management Agency, National Emergency. Helicopter crashing is very sad, that is true, because there are lots of lives, yes. Rebel and very sad, yes. But with due respect, it's not a national emergency. So what is NEMA doing there? To supply bags of rice and gari? Do you know why they have things like NEMA in the zoo? Is to show you how backwards they are. Black people in the zoo. Monkeys and baboons everywhere. Monkeys and baboons everywhere. I told them, we shred them already. Disappointments. PDP is mocking because I told you tonight my news hound found only news that goes to corroborate what we preach on Radio Biafra. After we lambasted Buhari yesterday, or should I say 2 days ago, now they are saying, Buhari, please appoint a cabinet. Oh, people are watching, the world is listening, and you're making a mockery of us. Why? Because of Radio Biafra. Who else now? Did anybody complain about it? Or did anybody explain to the world the meaning of democracy the way we just did? Did anybody tell you about Montesquieu's separation of powers? Did anybody actually tell you that the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive is incomplete if you don't have ministers? You cannot have a dictatorship and then have a democracy. You are making a mockery of your own stupidity as a black person from Africa. Buhari's lack of appointments is making everybody a laughing stock, according to APC Boko Haram party stalwarts. I told some people before that the Fashola was corrupt. Oh, he's doing well. He can't you see the road he built near Olibombo. As you're going inside, he planted 4 trees, the flower. The man is as corrupt as the Mumbo is. Fashola, the Yoruba man, the former Lagos State governor, is a criminal. This man stole on the last day in office 142 billion. He took as loan, hoping to run for presidency at some date in the future. Yoruba, those these are staunch robbers and serious armed robbers, but this time with political office and political power. Anti-corruption activists are now to drag Fashola to EFCC. He launched a website, 78 million naira website scandal. 78 million. How much did myself, Uche Mefo, Barrister Mazi, used to start Radio Biafra website? This one started his own with 78 million for image laundering. Because that is how they steal in the zoo, just like Atiku Abubakar. After Atiku Abubakar finished off Nigerian customs and stole some money as the vice president of the zoo, he launched a newspaper called Daily Independent. After Tinubu must have stolen Lagos State money and stolen money from everywhere else, as the highest ranking civilian corrupt politician of all time, he launched a paper called The Nation newspaper to protect themselves and their image. He launched a TV station. Corrupt individuals.
Are you around?
Launching newspapers and websites to cover up their mistakes.
Are you at home?
And their evil acts. But unfortunately for them, we have Radio Biafra, and they cannot survive it. And no, never. And we are continuing with our news this evening. There's another man here spoken. Confusion trails ATM with all limits.
Okay,
are you sure that the CBN governor went to school? Because I am seriously having when it will break one day, it will be shocked. I believe that the current CBN governor must have forged his certificate because that man has no brain in his skull. Behaving like a Federal Reserve banker. He is not reasoning like an economist. He obviously does not, in his conduct, portray any knowledge of central banking of any sort. Every day is in disarray. How
my sister. There are those people there. That man is not there.
Limit of 150. I thought it was designed to stop kidnappers from marching to the ATM and asking them to empty their accounts. Now they say they want to reduce it to 60,000 in a day. When a return flight to Abuja from Iguacha is more than 60,000. So you mean if I want to fly from Iguacha to the heart of the zoo, then I take out 60,000. Then I pay and then I will start.
I'm fine. Yeah, it's available. It's close to the
central bank.
But I think
that man should be moved. I don't care where you come from. Here we don't feel sorry for people who are so idiotic. Don't care where you come from. Central bank governor is a complete non-entity.
How many people? How many are you, ma'am?
This animal, of course, is for the zoo. Everything he likes, he can do, but it's affecting their fans as well. Adverse, I hasten to add. Final rights of the Koni of Ife, reportedly stalled as Abu Bakr flees. It doesn't surprise me. You're running away from something. It doesn't come as a surprise. Cowards anyway.
Okay, just take your time. Sorry, take your time. Stop with your own band.
Try reminding you about person.
Yeah.
How about Lauren? How about Kano State?
Sure.
Did you enjoy how I was sad full and took it from you? And now instead of an upper of a Lauren, you have an MA of a Lauren. They will run away from the debate. They will say, you come and get your Biafra now. Let us see. We are going to starve you again. But that wasn't the point. The point was, and I repeat, are you enjoying how our Fulani took Quran from you and converted it to Islam? When I debate you, I floor them. I bury them completely. Some of you feel sorry for them, maybe because you were born in Lagos, born near a gospel. There is a picture circulating of the Zion in Madrid in a hospital in critically ill in London. But you want us, when I sent people to see your husband, he said he's a Nigerian, that you are doing very well. Like it. I told the people that I sent to go and see Alice in Madrid that the wife will come back from Nigeria in disgrace. And they said that to him very politely, of course. Today, the wife is like,
I told this lady,
disgrace. It's not the same Nigeria you claim you love. Why is the CN not in a hospital in Abuja or in Iguacha? Why London? It is that hypocrisy I cannot stand.
No problem. She
all of you are claiming, the minister will not Nigeria. Why this our nation, Nigeria? Why do all of you have to go outside for your medical treatment? You will not Nigeria, but not the hospital.
So we're waiting for them. Anyone who came and want to pay, let them pay. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Look at how they listen her pictures on a sick bed in London in order to avoid public view.
Okay, no problem, ma'am. Anyone that likes it, let them come and pay.
Biafra is the only solution. All of you, you will come back with shame. Look at Jonathan. Jonathan is the object of ridicule all over the world. Even ordinary white, they tell me that that man is beyond useless. Jonathan. Beyond useless. Only the idiots he gave pipeline contracts to can speak good of him. And then with that Yoruba man called Wole Soyinka that speaks from both sides of the mouth. They call him Nobel laureate. I tell you that Radio Biafra is causing havoc in the zoo. We are causing commotion, big one, and the greater one is even coming. The roadblock, what they are witnessing now is go slow. The roadblock is coming. Also, very shortly. Tell them how formidable we are. I'm telling you. Pirates confraternity isn't a cult. Remember on Radio Biafra,
Hello.
he accused Wole Soyinka of forming the sea dogs. He called them the pirates. He said it is not a confraternity. No, it is a confraternity, but not a cult. And he did not write in the proper words, pirate with P-I. I want to point out how they deceive all of you in this show. Some of you don't, sometimes I don't even know why you bother going to church on a Sunday. Like Sunday, George Nefaros. Come to Radio Biafra with the teaching and point you to Chukwu Abiyama, your creator, your maker, with no image in front of you. I'm sure now that pastors are jumping up and down saying, oh, don't say that because actually, isn't it? You know what you're preaching is a bunch of just lies and deceit. But you have to anyway, because you have to feed. And you love to have a flock, a congregation. Every Sunday you deceive them. The same thing they are doing with the Zoo newspapers. Instead of writing the proper pirates, P-I-R-A-T-E-S, pirates, they wrote P-Y-R-A-T-E-S. That's Yoruba News Management for you. They call it pirates confraternity. Isn't a call, says Soyinka. Pirates confraternity. At UNN in those days, they wear black and white. And I was even or chicken. Oh, dear me, Soyinka forgot one thing, that something may work in America doesn't mean it work in Africa. Because in Africa, they are black. They turn everything upside down. In America, they use the power of incumbents to build bridges, to build roads, to formulate and articulate good policies towards education, towards industry, towards commerce, towards people's lifestyle and well-being. In Africa, an African politician sees his office as an opportunity to steal, to loot, and to pillage. The fact Americans are doing something and it's working, you copy it and you bring it to Africa, you are inviting trouble. In Africa, we are backwards mentally and intellectually. We will not understand it. That is why pirates is a god. Who brought it in? Well, Soyinka. But when I told you that Soyinka brought in pirates, you didn't believe me, did you? You think I will sit here and lie? The seat I am sitting upon, Chukwu Abiyama made it possible, not mine. So I cannot lie. What? My goodness. If I tell you the truth, you cannot do anything to me now. So I have to tell you the truth. When I told you that Wole Soyinka brought in pirates, these are the idiots responsible for the killings in the universities. Because after pirates came buccaneers. Because black people, they went and read and studied the history of the piracy in the Caribbean in those days. They found out that you had pirates and you also had buccaneers as well. So the idiots, they formed buccaneers wearing yellow. Their own color is yellow sash. The other is black and white, so is yellow. And I want to invest. Oh dear. Hey, idiots of the highest order. This man brought communism to universities. Wole Soyinka, Yoruba man, so-called Nobel laureate. He lacks vision. And definitely not an intellectual. Challenges me. I can allow him to debate. After that, I'll come in. I'll go first and he can come second. Just a minute. They use what is called Yoruba media image laundering. That was how Yoruba sold all their fake Islamic pastors to you. Every well-known Yoruba Pentecostal pastor is a Muslim. Have you ever asked yourself, how come they deceived all of you? Because of the preponderance of the media. They will go and bring out the fraudster from Islam. They wash him clean. Most of them are from Ilorin, Kwara State, the home of Yoruba Islam. Today they are controlling all of you. Sunday, church. Oh dear. Wineshinka is a fraud. And they lied this evening. And just very lightly. That concludes our news headlines. Allow me to bring you our news in greater detail. We have not lost much time due to intermittency, so we are sticking to time. Don't worry about that. I will take your calls this evening as always, and I do not envisage any other intermittency from now till the time that we close. The news in greater detail. A septuagenarian, which means a very old man, possibly in his 80s, because they don't want to mention his name or his age. They said a septuagenarian. Now, if your school we are on strike throughout the 4 years, you claim you are an undergraduate, now you've graduated and you are NYSC camp. Let us be honest with ourselves. How many people in the zoo called Nigeria, even graduates, know the meaning of septuagenarian? How many of you? It's a very old man, possibly in his 70s, if I'm not mistaken. What did he do and who is this man? This man is Yoruba Muslim. Every old man who is a rapist is a Muslim. Most of them are. Let me read it for you. A very old Yoruba man named Adebowale Dawuda. This is from the Punch newspaper. It's Yoruba paper, please. It's not something we wrote down. We blog news because if we write it, you won't believe us. So we just others publish and we give them credit for it. We don't hide it. We explain the news to you in a manner you can understand. Because if you have a newspaper now, say septuagenarian in the court for alleged defiling of 11-year-old girl, believe you me, you won't know what it means. But if I tell you a very old Yoruba man raped a girl of 11 years, then you understand what I mean. That's why you need Radio Biafra. That is why all of you must support Radio. The work we are doing is invaluable. If we begin to charge money for it, all of you cannot be able to afford it. But it comes to you for free. Courtesy of IPOB, of course, in diaspora. Those of you that we have their names, because as you contribute towards Radio Biafra every blessed month, through your monthly dues, and you're supporting for the purchase of armaments and weapons through the normal channel, which I'm not allowed to speak, then we have all your names. When Biafra comes, all of you who are now lying, some people say, oh, call me Colonel, I'm Lieutenant Colonel, I'm Major. Which sector did you fight in? Oh, I was an Abaka. I came to Olo. From Olo, I was moved to Idato. From Idato, I moved to Igwe. Okwasi. They never saw battle. They never saw war. What are we going to do in our case? Because you may have your doubt, so that is your business, but Biafra is coming. All of you who contributed in one way or the other of Biafra financially, I mean, we are going to compile all your names the same way that your various coordinators sent in your name, the original copies, we have them. We are going to put them in class archives so that when some of you who are listening from under the bed right now, when they begin to lie to your grandchildren or to your children, oh, we contributed to Biafra, your child can now go to the nearest library and go and look at those who funded Biafra. And after going through it, they will see your name is not there. And then you will try to go and bribe the attendant in the library to insert your name. We will hang both of you and the idiot you're trying to bribe. So some of you now can be pretending, oh, we are for Biafra, you know. We have your names. A book will be written with the names of everybody who supported this very struggle financially, this very effort we're making financially. So you can't lie to your children, you see. Very clear. Very, very clear. This is a subcontinent Yoruba man, Adebowale Dawuda, raped an 11-year-old girl. This girl is 2 years older than Aisha when Buhari raped Aisha, your so-called first lady, a victim of child abuse and rape. Adebowale Dawuda, who allegedly defiled or raped an 11-year-old girl, was on Wednesday arraigned before an Ikeja magistrate court. The accused is 78, I told you, septuagenarian, 70s. My name would have won, my goodness. The address is unknown, because he's a Muslim, they sleep on the street, maybe in the mosque. He is facing charges of defilement, sexual assault, and breach of the peace. Why wasn't this same charge brought against Buhari when Buhari raped Aisha at the age of 9? I'm asking you. He was 45 then. Why wasn't this type of charge brought against Buhari then? They're in trouble, and a very big one. I'm telling you. The prosecutor is Sergeant Jima Isegede. He told the court that the offenses were committed on August 4th at 29 Anipupo Street, Penn Cinema, Agege. Agege, even as the name sounds, very dirty place. They call it a suburb of Lagos. If Agege is a suburb, then I don't know what a suburb looks like. One of the dirtiest places in the whole world. Agege. Can't you see how the name sounds? Very crude, crass, and very Yoruba. According to Secretary, the policeman prosecuting, the accused called the victim to a lotto shop at their above address under the pretense of sending her on an errand. Remember the Islamic cleric that raped a little girl? Have you forgotten? They always used to say, come, I want to send you, come, let me send you a message for your mama. Imagine those that are not being reported every blessed day. The abuse happening in the zoo, little children. No wonder when they grow up, they turn into prostitutes. So less prostitutes everywhere. Nigerian girls. So less prostitutes there. The shop owner does not stay there, so it is only the accused that goes there every day. And because of this, it was easy for him to carry out the act. The accused had assaulted the child 8 times and told her that she would die if she tells anyone. 11-year-old girl assaulted 8 times. Yoruba old man without honor. Yoruba Muslim. These are the people you want to be in the same country with. And some of you say, oh, it is not just there. It is also happens in Biafra as well. If you go to, I say, how many of those cases, if it is as rampant as it is in Yoruba land, that's the light of day. After all the police people are Hausa Fulani. They will quite gladly prosecute anybody. That tells you what you need to know. Yoruba, shameless old men, old fools, abusing little girls. This thing happened in Ijanagbaje, in a mosque. This is an imam. Raped a little girl, and the police did nothing about it. Let's continue. The pedophile and terrorist Buhari, the sole administrator and dictator of the zoo called Nigeria, the British created zoo in Africa. People create zoos everywhere around the world. Serengeti, there are the wildebeest. You have crocodiles, you have zebra, you have giraffe, you have hippopotamus, you have elephant, you have hyena, ora, you have vultures. All these things are there in the plains of the Serengeti. And then the British created another one. It's called Nigeria. It has Hausa Fulani in it. The pedophile terrorist Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday regretted that the zoo's economic growth has so far not translated into commensurate improved well-being of citizens, especially the youth. Buhari made the observation in his address at the 2015 International Youth Day with the theme Youth Civic Engagement, held inside the old banquet hall of the presidential villa in Abuja. He said that the issue was of serious concern to him because the situation was forcing youth to be migrating from rural to urban areas or from the zoo to other countries in search of better opportunities. The pedophile terrorist, however, promised that his administration will do everything within its capacity to better the lots of the youth. He said it is an issue of serious concern that in the zoo, so far, economic growth has not translated into commensurate and improved social outcomes, especially for our 60 million young people who make up the majority of the population. Economic growth. My question is, The dollar of Daura, in which sector are you expressing this growth? Because if I watch the news this night, I can see Nasdaq, I can see the Dow Jones Industrial Index, I can see the CAC Caron, which is the CAC 40 in France. I can see the DAX index you have in Frankfurt. I can see the FTSE 100 in London. I can see the movement of the stocks and the shares. I can tell you which sector is doing well. If it is in pharmaceuticals, if it is in the tobacco or wine sector, you can tell. It's in manufacturing. Because there you will see the manufacturers, the sub directors, they will issue what is called the gate, what's called the gate receipts or whatever, the orders coming into the factories for manufactured goods. That way you can predict the trend of employment. I want to ask Buhari, which sector of the economy are you experiencing this growth? Is it in the sector of appointment of corrupt judges to go and preside over electoral tribunals? Is it in the sector of moving money abroad? Is it in the sector of I can't understand what they're talking about? Where is the growth? You're talking about the that hasn't been translated into. Why do you people love lying? The economy of the zoo is only one product to make money. That product is crude oil. Nobody is buying your crude oil. Angola has overtaken you. Ghana has overtaken you. Even in Yam, Ghana is at the head of you. In palm oil, Malaysia. So which sector of the economy is growing? I'm asking you. Oh dear me. Maybe importation of spare parts. Who knows? I don't know how they lie to you. These are the people you claim are bringing change with their liars. Why should Buhari stand up and lie to little children, little youths? He's addressing. Why? That tells you all you need to know about them. That tells you everything you need to know about these vagabonds and evil people. Everything you need to know, I assure you. Evil men. Evil men. They are liars. Which part of the economy is growing? Which part of it, please tell us? Oil sector? Are you not the ones complaining about the falling oil prices? Are you not a member of OPEC? You are overproducing your own quota. Is that not correct? To hold on to your market share. America no longer buys oil from you. Neither does Canada. Your greatest market now is India. Is that not correct? Oh, dear. You can lie, but Radio Biafra is here to expose you. So all that Buhari, change. Buhari is an honest man. Buhari is a liar. Look at him lying to small children. They train them from very young to lie and to deceive people. But we are here to correct all that anomaly, all that nonsense. If you're an IPOB family member, if we catch you lying, you'll be dismissed. No second chance. We are obedient, law-abiding people, the children of heaven. We speak the truth. If we are protecting you, we know how to protect you. Never ever lie. It was say you are finished. We are not breeding young men and women to become liars of tomorrow. We want to be leaders of tomorrow, not liars of tomorrow. In South Africa and Guardian Africa came after the zoo on Tuesday saying that was yesterday, the money eaten in the zoo. Okay, let me quote them verbatim. The money eaten there is bigger than 8 African countries. That is when they say the money eaten, it means the money stolen by Buhari and their friends. Look at Babangida. He's a national leader and an elite icon. Look at Obasanjo, he's an elite, he's an icon. Look at Tinubu, he's a national leader, an important leader of APC. But the man is a thief. He was an airline. First Nation Airline belongs to Tinubu. Tinubu, before you became governor, did you have an airline? They says no. How come all of a sudden you have one? Oh dear me. Let me continue to tell you that South Africans, the whole world listens to Radio Biafra, and they are copying everything we are saying about it. That means after a short while now, what again? We'll be asking her the do that of Daura. Maybe this Nigeria created is the bad idea after all. Why don't you start your own and be drinking for the noon? If the stolen funds, according to the South African news media, if the stolen funds estimated at $50 billion We are a country, the online medium reported, it will be Africa's 11th biggest economy. He's saying $50 billion. 400 billion is in England alone. 400 billion pounds, not dollars. 400 billion, very close to $1 trillion. Black men in Africa leaders watching. Black African leaders. Only in the zoo. Imagine when you bring in Zaire, you bring in Liberia, you bring in Sierra Leone, you bring in Gabon, you bring in everywhere. Once you see a black man as a head of state, you are looking at the embodiment of kleptomania. They cannot stay with us. Some estimates put the lost funds at 50 billion. My goodness me. That means that the money stolen in the zoo in 6 months, because 50 billion is what they steal in 6 months, is greater than the economy of Ghana. Greater. But isn't it funny that today Ghana exports more yam than the farmers in the zoo? That is what stealing does to his wash. That is what it does to your brain. That is exactly what it does to you. Some of you might understand it, but we do. We do. Completely and totally. South Africa is now booking for at the zoo. They even mentioned the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation diverted over 30 billion oil revenue since 2009. This figure, he said, was bigger than the annual production output of half of all the countries in Africa. Of course, yes, no source stolen funds from the zoo. That is why they tell you what Nigeria. When you see Yoruba newspapers like The Punch or Nation write about one Nigeria or Vanguard, we in our Guardian, the epitome of establishment. When you want supporters of corruption, you talk about the Guardian newspaper. That is the entrenched supporters of corrupt practices. After all, the man who founded it, who floated it, I think is Hebrew, made his money from corruption. So what do you expect? Now you understand, don't you? The money stolen in 6 months is greater than all the half of the entire African continent, the countries in it. The output, stolen money. After stealing, then you'll be in hospital bed in London. And I don't know. I don't know, but at least our message is spreading far. The world is now beginning to understand the level of criminality and the incurable corruption in the zoo. And when you talk about all this nonsense, never ever forget that Buhari established NNPC. Don't forget Buhari was in PTF. Don't forget that this very man owns a house abroad. Don't forget Buhari imported $700 million in a suitcase carried by his APC. Don't forget that this very man, the ruler of Daura, controlled nothing less than 200 billion naira as the head of the Petroleum Trust Fund. Where is all that money? This man has been selling oil for the past 2.5 months. Where is the money? This man has been governing everywhere, running everything as a sole administrator and dictator with no accountability. People are scared to ask him questions. But the man is a thief. Complete and utter thief. Imagine when about me. Whiter than white and whiter than snow itself. Incorruptible. I said incorruptible before heaven and earth. We continue to disseminate this very gospel. This is Osioma Kineke. Don't worry, we shall open our lines. And I'm going to give us you to educate and to enlighten. Africa's leaders must address the problem that caused so many of their people to migrate to Europe. Where did you hear that first? On Radio Biafra. He's a cleric, he said. I told you, everybody does. According to Cardinal Peter Turkson, during a visit to his native Ghana, Cardinal Turkson, the president of the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace, is a Roman Catholic, remarks that Africa's leaders have been all too silent at a time when thousands of their people are desperately seeking a better life abroad and dying in the process. Where did you hear that first? That African leaders are keeping quiet? Radio Biafra, of course. Somebody, a cardinal in Rome is even listening. Kanu. We are formidable, I tell you. Very, very formidable. If you are not listening to Radio Biafra, you are ignorant. We must continue. Security operatives to monitor the bank account of churches who are in election tribunal or electoral tribunal, however they wish to put it, as a way of identifying those who have been compromised by politicians. Security agents, they won't give you their names. Just security agents. Just look at how flimsy they throw things about. Security agents will monitor which part of this will know who to hold responsible. They won't tell you. Security agents have been detailed to monitor the bank accounts of churches handling various election petitions. Now, if judges cannot be trusted, because judges are the last bastion, they are the last line of defense between state-sponsored tyranny and the preservation of the rights of ordinary people, those not in power. So, if security agents are watching judges who should be interpreting the law when somebody is caught stealing, that means that all their rulings now on all the thievery going on is meaningless. When I told the world, or when I tell you that anything we say on Radio Biafra is true, some of you doubt me. Here's another proof. All the judges are corrupt to the extent that they are now sending people to be looking into their bank accounts. If you lack confidence in your judicial system, what hope do you have anymore? I tell you, this week is finished. Now you know what you never did before, don't you? We speak the truth here, and the truth shall set everybody free. Defense headquarters condemned suicide attacks in our Fulani land. The defense headquarters on Wednesday condemned the spate of suicide attacks in, they call it Northeast. They don't want to say the name, but the name is Kanu. We are scores of innocent lives we are lost on regular basis. But I thought you said that you have now controlled Boko Haram. They no longer strike at will, that you are now in control. Why are you complaining? The reaction, of course, is contained in a statement issued in Abuja by the acting director of information, Colonel Rabi Abubakar. No longer Olukolade, they have chased him away. You know that Yoruba man, that talkative Yoruba man, Olukolade, Army General. He studied mass communication in Army General in Dara. This one is another Awusa man because Awusa has taken over everything. Colonel Rabi Abubakar, another Awusa man with a name that will find comfort in Saudi Arabia. We are in the same country. What is your name? My name is Thomas Ujubu Odikemele. And who is your fellow countryman? Oh, my fellow countryman is Rabi Abubakar. We're in the same country. Does that sound right to you? If this man were to travel to Iraq or maybe to Syria and say my name is Rabi Abubakar, you will say, okay, it's okay. You're a Muslim, I understand. But you're in the same country with him. His name is Rabi Abubakar. Your name is Somtujubu, and you're in the same country. This statement described those perpetrating these heinous crimes as callous, barbaric, and monsters. But Buhari called them his brothers. The army is now calling them callous, barbaric, and monsters. But these are the same Boko Haram that Buhari called my brothers during Salah message a few weeks ago. Or have you forgotten? Because if you have forgotten, no, we have not. We have not. This Radio Biafra, we tell them that they're in trouble, and they are in one almighty mess. I tell you, we will destroy them. Don't worry about that. It's happening already. It is crumbling every day. Do you know the streets on fire? Because of Radio Biafra. The world can see the truth. Stay there and keep feeling sorry for yourself. Am I not a black person from Africa? When I say blacks and baboons and monkeys are not excluded, until we prove otherwise, until Biafra comes. The day we get it is the day that Biafra comes. If you turn on your tap, water will come out from mains, water works. If you switch on your light, there's electricity. Nobody is complaining of hunger or homelessness. People are meaningfully employed, not traveling to Europe to go and be washing toilets. That day, we can say we're human beings, but until then, baboons and monkeys everywhere. Boko Haram now have a new leader, according to the Chad president. The Chad president is Idris Deby. He confirmed that Boko Haram have a new leader. He did not say what had happened to Abubakar Shekau, but said he had been replaced by Muhammad Dawood, who has not been heard of before. Mr. Shekau has not featured in the group's recent videos, leading to speculation that he has been killed. Mr. Debi, whose troops have been involved in battling Boko Haram, said Mr. Dawood was open to dialogue. That's how they start. They are now creating a fake Boko Haram with a fake leader to do. They will give them money to kill people, to assume that authenticity. Then they now deal with them. That's what they do. What they try to do with all those mushroom radio stations, CVI, BVI, Radio Bedroom Germany, Upper Niger, Lower Niger Radio Incorporated of Biafran Board of Control, rubbish. Please. We told them that heaven sent us, and today they are lying in the gutter, flat. We must continue. They are creating another Boko Haram to replace the original Boko Haram, Ocean Provocateur. Reps to probe 5 billion police recruitment. If the police fund is missing, then there is trouble, isn't it? That means if your money goes missing, you have no hope. If police cannot find their own money that is missing, how about you when you lose your money? The House of Representatives of the Zoo on Tuesday resolved to probe 5 billion naira police recruitment fund stolen. They appropriated the money for the 7th Assembly in 2014. To this end, the House mandated its committees on appropriation, legislative compliance, and police affairs, when constituted, to probe the matter and report back to the for further legislative action. What they mean to say is, I cannot be here and people will steal 5 billion and we didn't get our own share. And tell us what we're going to get in return. That is how they reason in the zoo. That is why they are all criminals and they are all hypocrites. Buhari don't need Igbo people. Some Igbos are saying they don't need him either. I like that. They don't need him. Not worthy of our commentary, to be honest with you. Igbo. That's a person. We must continue. Exposing another Buhari administration falsehood. There is an official press statement explaining how the loan Buhari claimed was to be expended. Was the money. Nigeria has a profile with an 1.1 billion money to do so. What are these projects? Abuja Light Rail project, which will cost $500 million. The other one is Galaxy Backbone Infrastructure Project, which will cost $100 million. Where is the Galaxy Backbone? Maybe it's in the galaxy, in the sky, where the stars are in the galaxy, Milky Way. Maybe the money is in the Milky Way, Galaxy Infrastructure Project. What is it? If I continue to explain to you how criminally minded the baboons and the monkeys in the zoo are, you will not believe it. Everything, once you say, I am a Nigerian, from that particular instant, that very second, you're a thief. There is a type of evil spirit that goes, the demon of kleptomania to steal. To just enter inside you, you turn into a full-blown rogue. Once you're a Nigerian, you're a rogue. A criminal extraordinary, I tell you. It was Yoshi. And it shows. It shows. Stealing money. Abuja Light Railway. Where did the money come from? They are borrowing money against oil, crude oil from Biafra land. Is that any light railway in River State? Any light railway? They said Amechi is building one. It has stopped somewhere around my one. One of my friends said, you be on light railway with electricity, they will not come out. How many of you go to hotels or big buildings and you use the lift? They will tell you your drinks at your own risk. Oh, 15th floor. And never will take light. And then you say, there is no diesel in it. People live like animals in this room. Until 4 people are dead as helicopter crashes into Lagos Lagoon. I thought they were Igbo people before. A helicopter belonging to Bristol has crashed into a lagoon in Owoloshoki area of Lagos, the dirtiest city in the whole world. The stinking, filthy city of Lagos, around 3:40 p.m. today. August 12, 2015. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad. Souls are lost. But if there are some for the people in it and Yoruba, then good riddance to them. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA spokesman, is Ibrahim Farid Lawyer, NEMA Emergency Management spokesman, not Marine Police to go and fish them out of the lagoon. But a national emergency. It's an accident, it is not an emergency. Very sad. Souls we are lost, of course. If there are Biafrans or maybe white people or all foreigners, I do empathize with the families. If they are Hausa, Fulani, or Yoruba, then good riddance to them. I hate them. I have to tell the truth. Some are good in Yoruba land, I'm not doubting that. Some of them are good. So should I say I hate some Yoruba then? Maybe that's a good person. I can't stand them. They are thieves. And they are liars as well. They're like a parasite. You know, a leech, climbing up and telling you they're going to kill you. The pedophile, the sole administrator, the dictator extraordinaire, and the terrorist, Muhammadu Buhari's failure to appoint people from the southeastern region is not going down well with everybody. As Paul Ikone, the chieftain of the APC, has stated his concern on the issue. Do you know who is Ikone? Ikone maybe is the son of this Ikone that was singing. He was saying, I don't know. Buhari, the man that called Buhari Kechuku. I don't know if this is the son. Paul Ikone. He's in APC. He's at the charlatans, this Igbo idiots at the gate. That is, they without shame. When Buhari was going to Aba to Ikone's palace to remake the Kechuku of Aba, it never occurred to them that this will happen. But we came on air to warn them. You will be disappointed. Today they're saying Buhari doesn't want to appoint people from the. Who are you? Do you think he needs you? Of course he doesn't need you. You're a complete idiot. His name is Paul Ikone. He's living in Wuse Zone 2 in Abuja. Wuse, Maitama, Wuse Zone 8. Mad people. But nobody's in your village. You know, Nara. Lunatics everywhere. Anti-corruption activists drag fashion and the corrupt Lagos State Governor former one, of course, to EFCC. He's a Yoruba man, he's a Muslim that was Peru. Muslims or followers of Islam make the finest looters of treasury. Go and look at all the people that have stolen so much money. They are always Muslims. All of them, they are Muslim, I should say. There's no plural, is there? It's Muslim, not Muslims. The Civil Society Network Against Corruption, a coalition of anti-corruption organizations in the zoo called Nigeria, has petitioned the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over the questionable expenditures of the administration of Babatunde Fashola, the immediate past governor of Lagos State. In a petition dated August 10 and addressed to the EFCC chairman, the group called for the probe of the controversial 78 million naira spent on the personal website of Fashola to render his image, so that an Igbo idiot supporting Lagos near Idioroko will say, oh, he's a good man, he's the president. That was how they got you by image long time. He spent 78 million to project his own personal profile. They are calling EFCC to probe him. They should ask for EFCC to probe the loans he took before he left office. He took loans totaling 142 billion naira. Billion, not million. 142 billion. Confusion is now trailing ATM withdrawals as Godwin MFLN. That man is not worthy to be a megad in the local bank, talk less of a branch. talkless of the, a high street bank and then CBN. He is lost. No wonder he was looking like Carlos Apinapi when Buhari walked in. Before Buhari sent him back to the suit in America. Confusion has continued to trail the daily withdrawal limit by the customers in the automated teller machines. You know, when you go abroad, you see ATM, you are happy, you want to go to cash point to take money. You know, baboons now, monkeys in Africa, they copy their own, where there's no network. Sometimes you put your card, you swallow it. There's no money. Sometimes it will tell it as dispense, giving you 60,000 naira, well, when I see you only to 10. And then when you go to get the money back, they will ask you to fill a form and come back in the next 2 years with your grandmother beside you. The ATMs are not working. When they are working, they said withdrawal limit is 60,000, it is 150,000, and I'm asking them how much is a return ticket from Iguacha to Abuja? So if I withdraw 60,000 and pay for my ticket, how am I supposed to feed? Lunatics said, "No way. This is banking in Africa. Baboons and monkeys doing financial transactions. Very sad. They give them banana and granite. They have now. The final burial rites for the late Oni of Ife, the Yoruba man, Oba Sijuade, I think the last wife only graduated from university. I think it's about 2 years ago, is it? The last wife is less than 25 years of age, but is dead. Idiot is dead. Oba Sijuade. They said the burial rites has been stored as the Ababaku is currently on the run. In Yoruba tradition, the Ababaku is someone who is chosen to be buried with the king. As according to customs, an Oba is never buried alone. Are you listening? Britain, are you listening? Oh, dear me. These are the people we are in the same zoo with. This elite, you are in the same country with. People don't know. You know, I feel sorry for people, you know. Oh, let's celebrate our diversity. And I'm asking you about people. Your diversity is that when a useless, decrepit, deceased man is dead, you have to bury somebody with him. And you claim you're Christians. You claim you are Tunde Bakari. You are Tigri Joshua. And I'm asking all of you going to Yoruba churches, why don't you ask your general overseer, have you condemned this Yoruba practice, this Yoruba devilish act of burying somebody with your Oni of Ife? Do you understand now? When I told you that all of you going to Yoruba churches, you are heading straight to hell. You people, I can't stand you people. All of you idiots going to Yoruba churches, you are your general overseer will tell you, oh, they believe in a culture that when somebody is dead, you go and kill somebody completely innocent to bury him. And you're preaching in a God nonsense. You're preaching Bible to me. Stupid people. Stupid people you are for going to Yoruba Pentecostal. You are hopeless, all of you. Very hopeless people. Look at their culture. Please open the book of Exodus. No, in fact, book of Amos, book of Joshua. Right? I'm building let us say an expressway. Have you planted your tithe? Have you planted your seed? Have you watered it? Your Oba of Ife, whatever is only of Ife, Oba Sijuade is dead. You are the general for a living human being, innocent, to be buried alongside this baboon. Yes or no, you're a man of scripture, you claim. They will never say a word. In fact, we should compile all the names of the idiots. Hopeless people without prayer. Useless to the core. Without comparison, I tell you. In this day and age, go and all of you debating Yoruba in all their forums, ask them. Ask British people, ask Obama. Obama, do you want me to belong? with people you asking me to embrace their culture. I find the Yoruba culture abhorrent. They are filthy, dirty, backstabbing people. I find their culture reprehensible. How can you kill an innocent person to bury with a useless Yoruba man? And you claim you are civilized. When I call you baboons and monkeys, you cry and you complain. But heaven knows I'm telling you the truth. This is Radio BF, 21 minutes past 9 p.m. Normally we take calls at this time, but don't worry, we shall take your calls. We are live and after all, the whole world is listening. Does people don't? Somebody want me today. If Abba doesn't come on, don't we everyone it's on my head. I said, what am I supposed to do? We have done all we can. Everything we can, we have done it for Abba, but Abba must speak tomorrow. We are working on it. Must speak tomorrow. See, former petroleum minister Desiani Madueke lying critical aid in hospital. This is only the beginning. I will defend her, of course, being a Biafran lady against unwarranted attacks. But I want the husband. The man was posting to us. Oh, my wife is in the government. Don't do anything to disrupt it. I told Ojukwu not to declare Biafra. Alison Madueke was one of the people that defected. They were in the Biafran Navy. They were the people that defected without firing a shot at Uganda. He was a saboteur during the war. Alison Madueke was a saboteur during the war. The wife is like critical aid in hospital. Douche. Let's continue. Nobel laureate is Professor Wole Soyinka, Yoruba man, who is believed to have co-founded Pirates Confraternity. When I told you he was the founder of the Pirates, you didn't believe me, Sea Dogs. You didn't believe me, did you? Here you have it from Yoruba people. Soyinka spoke in an interview with Zero Tolerance, a periodic publication by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. He added that belonging to a confraternity is a normal culture in colleges and not an evil cult as wrongly portrayed by ignorant persons in Nigeria. Talking about me. I am not a Nigerian. Soyinka to start with. I was the only person to say to the whole world that you founded Pirates cult. You brought this nonsense into the universities. If your child is dead today because of cultism, Wole Soyinka is responsible for it. You brought this nonsense in. If, oh my goodness, man, I don't know, black, and then I'm sure when this UG, black people. Do you understand what we're saying at all? If your child is dead today in cultism, black axe, white axe, big axe, it's Soyinka. He started the whole rubbish. The whole nonsensical garbage about confraternity and cultism in schools. Let us hear his own defense to it. He's responding to what you are saying that we are ignorant. Am I ignorant really? Let us look at the evidence. Soyinka said, everybody knows that fraternities are a normal culture in all colleges. It exists in all colleges. President Clinton was a member of a fraternity. In fact, anybody who goes to college in the United States is a member of a college fraternity. There is absolutely nothing evil or occultic about fraternity. I agree. But how about confraternity? So, because Clinton belonged to a fraternity in America where people will be seen like human beings, you think that baboons and monkeys can behave accordingly. There is also a law that Clinton was the president of America, and under President Clinton, the economy grew at almost the rate of, I think, about 3 to 4% every year. There was a boom under Clinton. People had employment. The fortunes of the depleting American auto industry because of the grand economic plan put in place by Clinton to turn around the fortunes of Chrysler, of General Motors, and of Ford as well, in case you're not following, because I follow such things, you see. Was booming under Clinton. And within the same period, there was a typical ape. I presume, or should I say, a dictator. If not 19, what was Clinton in power? He was in power after Bush Senior. Reagan left office when Reagan assumed power in 1979 from Jimmy Carter. Was there for 4 years. 83 got re-elected to 87, is it 87? That is correct. 87, Bush took over from 87 to 91, 92 was Clinton. My goodness. Clinton was in power in 92. Who was in power in the street 92? Well, Abacha Komanya work. I don't know. Another baboon importing prostitutes from China and India. And in that process, they poisoned the bastard. These are the nonsense prevalent in the street. That is the rubbish. That is the nonsensical garbage going on in the zoo. Because Clinton was a president, can you point to one decent president you've ever had before? The answer is zero. There is nobody. So the fact that confraternity is working in America doesn't mean to work in the zoo. So when you brought it to the universities in the zoo and you saw cultism rising out of it, why didn't you ban it? You want to be wood? Did you think you're white? You're a monkey from Africa. You don't know nothing. Let me also explain to you. Do you know in the human body there are some bacteria you have in your intestines to help with the digestion of food? The best place for them to be is inside your intestine. There are some on your skin. You see your skin you have. There are some bacteria on your skin feeding on things that have come to harm you. If I'm wrong, Dr. Kedos of West I'm correct. Inside your gut, inside the lining of your alimentary canal, your throat, your stomach, your small intestine and big intestine, you have bacteria feeding on the food you have consumed to help with digestion, to help with absorption, to make sure that you don't suffer from excessive acid and all the rest of it. If you move that bacteria from the lining of your stomach to your eye, you will go blind. But the bacteria is in your body. If you move it from the walls of your intestine, you put it inside your bloodstream, you will die. The fact that something is working in America, fraternity, Beta Sigma fraternity, where they compete in terms of knowledge and intellect, you formed your own to see those you're going to pass, those you're going to intimidate, the people you want to control in the bush. It never works, did it? Today you have cultism. At least he has responded to us. As I told you, they will all do eventually, because we speak the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. That concludes our epistle this evening, this very gospel that Chukwukika made us to preach. We have preached it, and the whole world has listened to it. Now we take your response. Now we hear what you have to say. Our lines are opened up. You are free to please call Radio Biafra if you wish to do so. Call Radio Biafra, because now our lines are opened up. We are also on Radio Biafra 4 on Skype. I don't know if we are on WhatsApp or not. Only time will tell. But our lines are open, including the coordinator's line. Everywhere is ready to go, and you are free to call us. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. The whole of humanity, as always, is of course listening, and our lines are opened up for your calls. You are free to call Radio Biafra. I am only assuming, of course, that we have transmitted live and direct this very evening. I have a caller on the line. Let us see what they have to say. No, they are not there. I thought we did. They are not there. The line just went. I thought we had somebody there. Let us go and see who is there. The caller on the phone. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. Thank you for listening to this broadcast. Please like this video, share, and subscribe to this video. And click the notification bell so that anytime I upload another video, you'll be the first to receive the notification. Thank you. Have a nice evening.